have been getting really, really into baseball recently. Like, I went to my buddy's house. We played MLB The Show, the video game. And it made me really want to watch baseball. I've been craving baseball ever since that. And I've been following what's been going on. And I got a couple little baseball topics I want to share. I think number one, if you follow baseball at all, then you see Shohei Ohtani literally everywhere. And you see what he's been doing. He's been on a tear through the MLB recently. It's pretty unbelievable. At the time of recording, he's playing today. I think he struck out against the Mariners, so we'll see if he hits a home run later in the game. At the time of recording right now, though, he's hit 33 home runs this year. He leads Major League Baseball with the most home runs all year. That's unbelievable in of itself. I mean, it's crazy. Here's a list. I'm gonna say a crazy long list of days where these are the days recently where he's hit home runs. June 15th, June 16th, June 18th, he had 2 home runs. June 19th, 20th, 25th, 27th, 28th. On June 29th, he had 2 home runs. On July 2nd, he had 2 more home runs. July 4th, he had a home run. July 7th, he had a home run. July 9th, he had a home run. It's ridiculous. Like, dude, this guy is unbelievable. We're 2 games from the All-Star break, and he's hitting a home run almost every night recently. You're like, well, okay then. So that's already by itself crazy. Like, he's played in 82 games this year, hit 33 home runs. That's like 40% of his games he's hitting a home run. But here's what's crazy about Shohei Ohtani, like the most absurd thing I'm going to say. Not only does he lead Major League Baseball in hitting home runs, but he's also pitched in 67 innings. He's struck out 87 batters. He's a starting pitcher. Oh, yeah! And he's leading baseball hitting home runs. And when he's not pitching, by the way, he's still in the lineup every night as a designated hitter. It's really cool. It'd be such a shame if he played in the National League where you didn't have designated hitters and he couldn't hit every night. But he's in the lineup every single day. And this is unicorn type of stuff where, I mean, Babe Ruth or Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson was a unicorn. Totally unique, just something you'll never, ever see again in your lifetime. Like a mythical creature. Where, in 1989, Bo Jackson played in Major League Baseball. He had 32 home runs and had 105 RBIs. Then later that fall, he played running back for the Raiders, and he averaged 5.5 yards per carry. Bo Jackson in 1989 was an all-star in Major League Baseball. The next year in 1990, he got named to the Pro Bowl in the NFL. That's ridiculous. By the way, later in that year, 1990, before he could actually play in the Pro Bowl, I believe it was January 13th, 1991, the 1990 season, the playoff, the series, it was a divisional round of the NFL playoffs. He dislocated his hip, the same injury that Tua actually had, and it ended his NFL career. But Bo Jackson is one of those guys that you're just never going to see ever again. A guy who literally you could argue could have been a Hall of Famer in, and maybe I don't actually know, is he a Hall of Famer in either sport? I don't know. He had the talent definitely to be a Hall of Famer in Major League Baseball and the NFL. Someone let me know. I would imagine he didn't play long enough to become a Hall of Famer in either sport, but somebody out there knows that. And by the way, have you ever seen the video of Bo Jackson throwing a guy down at third base from right field where he catches a fly ball in right field and then totally flat-footed launches a missile from right field all the way to third base and throws out a guy trying to tag up? And you're like, that's unbelievable. Again, I call it unicorn stuff you're never going to see ever again. Ridiculous things to have that level of baseball talent and be an incredible running back in the NFL. And Shohei Ohtani is a guy like that, too. A guy that is doing stuff you're just never going to see ever again in your lifetime. It's a once-in-a-lifetime, completely unique player. That is what Shohei Ohtani is. And look, the other day he had a home run. He hit it 463 feet up into the upper deck of the Seattle Mariners stadium, like the fourth row, literally. And I grew up watching Mariners games my whole life. From when I was like 7 years old to like 13, I stopped being a Mariners fan at 13 years old. I gave up on that franchise. That's a whole different story. But I watched for 6 years just in a row, every day, every night with my grandpa watching Mariners games during the summer. And I have never seen a home run like that went that far, that high in Seattle. And Monday night, by the way, we are getting a treat. Monday night, we have the Home Run Derby. It's Monday, June 12th on ESPN. That's on at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. But here's the cool thing about the Home Run Derby on Monday. The All-Star Game, therefore also the Home Run Derby, guess where it is? It's in Denver, Colorado at Coors Field. Coors? However you say that. There's some way. I don't drink beer, actually, so make fun of me for that if you want. But in Denver, that's a place where the ball literally travels farther because of the elevation. And so I personally cannot wait to watch Shohei Ohtani hit home run after home run in Denver in the Home Run Derby on Monday. I expect him to win. It's on Tuesday again. I recommend you watch it. It's going to be, I think, a really, really special, fun thing to watch. I'm the kind of guy, I must not be the only person I just watch home run compilations. I love watching a home run is a special, fun, exciting thing. And I guess the story of the Home Run Derby is, the question is, can anybody beat Shohei Ohtani? Like, it would be a surprise. He's my favorite to win. It'd be a surprise if Shohei Ohtani did not win the Home Run Derby. But that's the intrigue. Like, that's the draw. Let's see what happens. That'll be fun. By the way, the MLB All-Star Game is on, did I say Tuesday? So, Home Run Derby's on Monday. Then on Tuesday, July 13th, the MLB All-Star Game happens. That's 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time on ESPN. I recommend watching that too, man. Major League Baseball has the best All-Star Game in America. Like, the NBA guys phone it in. There's no defense at all. In the NFL, nobody really tries in the Pro Bowl because nobody wants to get hurt. But baseball, their All-Star Game is interesting. It's competitive. Like, everybody plays, and pitchers, by the way, only pitch like one inning. So it's not, everybody gets a shot. Everybody, gets in the game. And so you don't see like a lot of people play for the whole game, but it's still the best in the world at baseball against the other guys that are the best in the world at baseball. And it's fun, that matchup, the competitiveness. I'll never forget the day when, was it 2006? 2007? I think it was 2007 when Ichiro hit a inside the park home run, took a weird bounce in San Francisco, the Giants ballpark. I think AT&T Park is what it's called. And I remember, actually funny, there's another Seattle connection there where, what's his name? Ken Griffey Jr. I blank on names all the time. Ken Griffey Jr. was in right field trying to field the ball that Ichiro hit. It's like, what a weird, fun connection. And Ichiro had this around, inside the park home run. Moments like that, this is real, fun, exciting, competitive baseball. And it's the best guys in the world at what they do. And for Major League Baseball players, they play 100, literally, it's 162 regular season games a year. What's one more game? Like, you can't give effort for 2 or 3 innings when you play in the All-Star Game. Guys do that, and it's awesome. I recommend you watch the MLB All-Star Game. If you've ever played baseball, if you ever liked baseball before, even if you're not the biggest baseball fan, go watch the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. It's going to be awesome. And I am not sponsored by ESPN. I actually hate ESPN. Going on, I got some stuff behind the scenes that they won't pay me for work I did, and it's like, come on, guys. What? It's been a battle. By the way, I don't want defamation. I think we figured it out. It was a battle for like a month. I'm like, come on, guys. Like, can we get the paperwork figured out? So I actually hate ESPN, to be clear. But you got to watch where the sports are. So I got another cool story I want to talk about. Thursday, a few days ago, July 8th, a relief pitcher for the San Diego Padres, Daniel Camarena, was called up from AAA to play in the game. And he hit a grand slam in his second ever Major League Baseball at-bat. Again, that day he got called up. I guess he'd been called up before in the past. And the starting pitcher for the Padres, Yu Darvish, had a really bad game. Gave up 6 runs in the first 3 innings, just not his day. And so Camarena came in the top of the 4th inning as the relief pitcher. And by the way, he gave up 2 runs very quickly. So the Padres were down 8-0. And in the bottom of the 4th inning, Camarena hit a grand slam. It's like, oh my goodness. Off of Max Scherzer, by the way. That's impressive. And so he gave up 2 runs pitching, but then Daniel Camarena made up for it and got, he batted in 4 runs. And it's so cool. This guy is a local kid. Camarena is a local kid, grew up like 15 minutes from San Diego. His family was at the game. His dad was there. God, it almost made me cry. I mean, it did make me like feel, I didn't actually shed a tear, but my eyes welled up and you're like right on the verge when you watch his dad celebrate when he hits a grand slam in that moment at home in San Diego, his local team. Like, oh my gosh, it was really, really cool to see. Like you could just see how proud and how happy his dad was. That's a very special moment. I'm really close with my dad. But yeah, his second ever MLB at bat, he hit a grand slam off of Max Scherzer. And by the way, he was down in the count 0-2. He ended up, there was like he had a ball and he didn't hit a grand slam on the 0-2 count. But he was down in the count at one point, 0-2. And it's just ridiculous. I mean, the Padres went on to win the game 9-8 with a walk-off base hit in the bottom of the ninth. They started down 8-0. Then they won 9-8. And you're like, man, that's just an unbelievable, fun story. There's just a lot of good stuff going on in baseball. I saw the unfortunate news a couple minutes ago, right before the All-Star break, too. Really sad. Ronald Acuna Jr. Tore his ACL for the Braves. That's unfortunate. But I can't cover baseball. It's like I talk about Shohei Ohtani today. And how do you keep up? Because he's literally playing right now as I talk. Man, I just can't keep up with all that. But when I can, I watch. And baseball, gosh, for all its problems, really does. It's a great sport. I always say, I struggle with Major League Baseball as a league. Like, they have problems. They didn't really punish the Astros at all. Like, I have a lot of Rob Manfred and problems and things I don't like about Major League Baseball. I do like adding a runner on second base in extra innings. That I think has been phenomenal this year. But for all its shortcomings, it's still, it's America's thing, man. It's just a really cool sport. I grew up playing it. I think a lot of people in America grew up playing it. And my goodness, I mean, again, for all the problems Major League Baseball has, the sport of baseball itself, I'll watch Little League Baseball. I'll watch baseball in Japan, in South Korea. I don't care. It's a wonderful sport. And right now, recently, I've been really into Major League Baseball. And they've been delivering with really, really interesting, fun stuff going on.